This is a homemade cookie. It's not perfectly round, it's certainly not level, and it's not even cooked perfectly even all the way through. But it's these imperfections that show you the love and personality that have gone into making this. And they are what make it all the more delicious. And the same very much applies to style. You see, with any aesthetic art form, such as fashion, perfection is an oxymoron. Today, I see these brands offering polo shirts with perfectly crisp collars, but style was never meant to be perfect. And there are things that you can do with your outfit that some people would consider to be a mistake, but they are actually the signs of a style master. Now, you don't need to do all of these at once. You don't need to do any of them at all. But in today's video, I want to talk through a few different style errors that you can experiment with to add a personal, rakish touch to your outfit. Hello, my name is James, and I am on a mission to create a generation of gentlemen. The first style mistake you should try breaking is wearing an Oxford cloth button-down shirt with a tie. Almost every time I wear a button-down shirt with a tie, I will receive a comment telling me that it's incorrect. Button-down collar shirts have been a part of American classic style for over 100 years, starting with the Ivy League style back in the early 20th century. And it's perfectly acceptable in the US to wear a button-down shirt with a tie. However, people in the UK and Europe look at those types of shirts as less formal and therefore not appropriate with a tie, especially if worn with a suit. But maybe you like the way a button-down shirt looks with a tie, especially a more casual tie such as a knitted tie. So experiment with breaking this rule and perhaps you will discover a new idiosyncrasy to your style. If you want to get even more irreverent, then you can unbutton the button-down collar. Now, I wouldn't do this at a more formal, more business type of occasion, but if you are simply wearing a button-down collar shirt because you enjoy one, see how it looks with the buttons undone. It certainly creates a more nonchalant, rakish type of elegance. And what I quite like about it is, especially if you want to wear a tie and a jacket, it reduces the formality of the outfit. So if you're worried about being overdressed, if you're worried about seeming too conservative with your style, doing something like this very deliberately says, I'm in control of the outfit, and I'm choosing to wear this shirt because I love it, and I will wear it in my own way. You can unbutton both buttons of the shirt collar, or you could simply do one, creating some asymmetry. Now let's move on to the pocket square. Many people believe that a presidential fold should be worn straight across. But that's not actually the case. The traditional way to wear one is with the slant going up toward the shoulder. But, for example, Cary Grant wore his with the slant going toward his face. The problem with wearing the pocket square perfectly across is that it simply looks too perfect. If you've ever bought a very cheap suit or very cheap blazer, it might have come with a fake white pocket square already sewn into the breast pocket. And because it's so straight, it looks artificial and it looks cheap. Because you are wearing a proper pocket square, you may as well show off your command for style and wear it at just a slight, but a slight angle. Most people will tell you that the bottom of your tie should sit at the waistband of your trousers. And this is absolutely correct. However, you can also experiment with wearing the tie slightly short above the waistband. This was very popular in the 30s and 40s, and style icons like Gianni Agnelli continued this trend in the 70s and 80s, and it still remains fairly popular among style enthusiasts today. You can also experiment with wearing the back blade longer than the front blade. Many people would say this is a complete no-no, but Agnelli proved that it can look good. I don't like to go as extreme as he did, but sometimes when I'm wearing a knitted tie, I will have the back blade just slightly longer than the front. And if you're going to do this, I recommend not putting the back blade through the loop. Instead, have it loose and see it dangles just slightly below. While we're on the topic of ties, here is why a wonky tie knot looks better than a perfectly straight one. Good style is not the same as being perfect and symmetrical, because perfection and symmetry look artificial. And do you know what the most perfectly straight tie is? It's a clip-on tie, and we all know there's nothing stylish about that. So if you're doing a knot such as a half Windsor or a 4-in-hand, your tie will naturally have a slight wonkiness to it. Think of this like Marilyn Monroe's beauty spot. It might not have been perfect or correct, but it was part of her individual elegance and glamour. Are you familiar with the saying, "no brown in town"? It refers, of course, to dress shoes, suggesting that brown shoes should not be worn in the city and that brown shoes are for the country. Well, this might have been true back 50 years ago in the city of London, but today this rule is really rather outdated. I would say that in the evening in town, black shoes are preferable, but in the daytime, don't feel so constrained to such an outdated rule. And in the evening, you have many more creative options than just black. One of the few benefits of society becoming more casual is that men are less restrained in their creative color choices. So instead of just black in the evening, you could wear a pair of blue suedes, you could wear oxblood shoes, you could even wear a pair of green lizard leather double monks. Whatever you do, just don't wear sneakers with your suit. One of the trademarks of Gianni Agnelli's style was that he wore his work boots with his suits. And yes, I keep coming back to him because he really epitomizes this whole idea of breaking the rules, of making mistakes, and being deliberately imperfect with his style. And what I like about Agnelli is that he didn't earn his reputation or his fame by simply posing around in nice suits. He was the chairman of Fiat, and he played a crucial role in the stability and prosperity of Italy. Clothing should never be the most important thing in life. For a man, your mission is to do good in the world and look as good as you can while doing it. Well, gentlemen, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. Let me know down in the comments how you feel about these style mistakes, and if you are deliberately breaking any of these rules yourself. I'd be very curious to know. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next one.